Go to Russell in Star. It's been a while. Good morning. You're on 580 KIDO Talk Radio with Kevin Miller. Hello, Russell.
Hello, Kevin. Thank you for letting me speak. I've said that to you many times, and I just want to say it again, because what I'm about to say is going to probably enrage a lot of people in their opinions. Kevin, what Ray just said was fantastic. I mean, these are facts of reality, of truth, and that's what we need. Israel is an antichrist state, okay? How can the Christians of America support a state that is wholly antichrist? Now, there are believers in Israel, that is true, believers in the Lord Jesus Christ. In America, we have historical believers in Jesus. We have church attendance believers in Jesus. We have biblical written believers in Jesus. But to believe in the character of Jesus, to believe in him alive that you communicate with and you know, is to know the Prince of Peace. The evangelicals of America have war in their heart, and they're influencing President Trump really powerfully. I called out Mike Huckabee, Hegseth, and Paula White on my YouTube channel, and now I'm calling you, Kevin, using that freedom of speech that you so graciously give us, to put myself on the line and say that historically it's obvious the evangelicals of America will be proven to be wrong, and so will Israel. Look, haven't we learned from the debacle of what America did in Ukraine and the amount of dead people there? Look, Huckabee essentially asked President Trump to nuke Iran. Why would he refer in his message yesterday to Truman in 1945 if that wasn't true? And we know, because I was once in those evangelical circles, the way they think, and it's religious and spiritual. And it's the spiritual and religious part that needs to be spoken of very clearly and very specifically among people, because that's what this really is. That certainly is what it is about with the Netanyahu administration and the mullahs in Iran, and certainly the evangelicals in America. But those of us who love Jesus with all our hearts and love his character and love his peace and love him really, we want peace. We don't want death. We don't want millions to die, okay? I'm calling out these evangelical, deceived people who are influencing President Trump. And if anybody in Washington hears my voice, please call out these evangelicals in Washington and stop them influencing him, and ask him to go wholly negotiating, wholly diplomatic, wholly peace. And that's what I have to say today, Kevin.
Russell, we appreciate that. Thank you very much for that.